Rubia Lacerda is originally from Brazil, and she's now living on the Gold Coast. And in the conversations I've had with Rubia, she's very sincere about her work and her message. And she's going to be delivering her message from the Arcturians today. She'll be channeling the Arcturians, and she'll be also taking some questions that are basically mostly from me. They're not personal questions, but this will be something really special. I'm really looking forward to hearing what Rubia's got to say and what comes through her this morning. So please make welcome Rubia Lacerda.
Oh, yeah. Just like to invite everyone to take a couple of deep breaths. So you're welcome to close your eyes if you like. And just really tuning into your heart, tuning into the beautiful frequency of this room, in the Arcturians that are coming through today. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Isn't it fascinating that once upon a time there was oneness, and oneness wanted to experience itself, so it decided to create all in this form, experiencing all that is. And one of the most beautiful ways that I find that we chose to experience in this human form is that oneness, that source creator, created man and woman, so that when man and woman come together, especially physically speaking, they're able to experience one thing that the other doesn't have. And they reach this ecstatic state that gets them, us, to experience oneness again. Isn't life fascinating? Hi everybody, my name is Rubia Lacerda, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about me and how I came to become a channeler. And then I'm going to channel the Arcturians. So I was born in 1982 in a very small country town in Brazil, to a family of doctors and nurses, and very, very mainstream. How lucky. And yay. And from a very young age, I felt very outside of the box. I was black sheep of the family, of my friends, and it's not like back in, in the day, there was access to social media for me to find out, oh yeah, I'm a starseed or whatever I am. And I remember telling my parents, I'm an alien, I'm not from this planet, you guys know that, right? And they would kind of laugh, and I was like, guys, I'm serious, I'm not from here, this planet makes no sense. So, and I became obsessed with UFOs and aliens from like the age of 10. And around 14 and 16, I started to have very vivid experiences with beings in my room, and I would be talking to hybrids, and now I know that they're hybrids. I'm so glad from Mary that she explained so much yesterday that I don't explain it, but she explained in such a beautiful way. And then I'm having a conversation with this hybrid in my room, and then I wake up. Also, I was lucid dreaming and contacting with a lot of beings, and I would yell out my mom. She'd come in the room and she's like, what's going on? I said, there was a blonde lady sitting in my bed, and she would make a joke about it. Anyway, started to really affect me at school. So they said, what do you want to do? And in Brazil, there's a religion called Spiritism, and it's quite spiritual, which is great. And my parents have a friend that is a spiritist, and I said, can you invite him over so I can talk to him and ask what's going on? So he came over and he said, you're a medium, you have psychic abilities, and that's when shit hits the fan. Excuse my French, excuse my Brazilian. And he gave me all these books, and I started reading all these books about mediumship and lucid dreaming, and like, oh my God, what happened? I was 16. And I remember when I would drink alcohol, small town, nothing better to do than going out partying and drinking. So I would drink alcohol, and I would instantly be channeling family members, you know, people that have passed. And then life happened. Growing up in a very mainstream society, it told me that I had to be a doctor or an engineer or something, like a degree, so that I could become somebody, so that I could make money, and I tried to follow that. I went to uni, I became a translator and interpreter, came to Australia to improve my English. That was my ticket out of Brazil, because I knew, and I came to Australia and I was like, I'm home. I felt home. And I tried to do the normal thing, and I said, once I get a government job, then I'll be happy. And I did all the jobs: cleaning, hospitality, admin, banking, government, and I was so miserable. And in that process in 2015, I remember thinking, this is it, I went part-time, I started studying naturopathy. I still thought I needed a degree, so I went for naturopathy, and of course that didn't go well because I don't like science, and gosh, I don't care how the cell works, you know, I want the big picture. So I started studying transpersonal counseling, pranic healing, theta healing, you name it. Like, we think the more we study, the better we'll be, and then we can go out there and do the thing. And in 2018, I quit my job with a credit card debt and no savings, and I went to Brazil for 3 months to practice. I was a pranic healer and a holistic counselor, so I studied transpersonal counseling. And I remember, because everyone knew my family, small town, or the daughter of the doctor is a holistic counselor, let's go and check out what's going on here. And the town, people just basically just take medication for everything. And I was posting on social media saying, I can help you. You can heal this without medication. So people were coming in. I had clients every day for 3 months, which was such a blessing because it was a great experience. But I remember I had a client just lying on a massage table, and I'm doing pranic healing. So pranic healing, for those who don't know, is like Reiki. And I remember this, gosh, this is so boring. I can't do this for the rest of my life. I love talking, as you can see. And I remember thinking, and my hand was hurting. I was like, this is not going to work. And people had incredible results, but I knew something was missing. I can't do 45 minutes quiet with a person there. And as I had that thought, my third eye just, this big screen opens up, all blue, and these 5 blue beings. Hello, we can help you. There's something that we can teach you and that we can show you that you can do, that you're going to enjoy a lot more, and that your clients, or the beautiful humans that come work with you will serve. You'll serve them at the highest. And I was like, please go away. I cannot tell people from a small religious town in the countryside of Brazil that I'm talking to ETs, blue beings. So, you know, they left. And I came back to Australia. That was the start of 2019. And I kept trying to be a holistic counselor and an energy healer. I tried to do events. 2 people came to my event. You know, good on me. I kept trying. And I ended up going back to working full-time in a call center for the Gold Coast Council, talking to people about rates and water and parking. Yeah. And parking fines. You can imagine I had the time of my life. Not. Oh my goodness, it was so painful. So painful. And then 2020 happened. And then I remember thinking, when 2020 happened, I was already thinking, gosh, please save me, get me out of this job. What do I do? And I came across a business, Galactic Mentor. And because I was trying to do business, I said, I want to do this full time. I don't want to be stuck in a job and then try to do this because I couldn't. And I had no marketing, no business, no sales experience, nothing. And I said, I need to invest in somebody. And then I did. I took out a huge loan, like it was crazy. But then I thought, if I die in 6 months, because everything was happening in 2020, I thought the world could actually implode and we could all die in 6 months. Will I die happy? I was like, absolutely not. So I'm going to go for it. So I went for it, and then I lost my job. What a shame. And I lost the job, and I was like, that's it. this is my opportunity to go and do it. And then I had an experience with ayahuasca, and this energy came through. For those of you that don't know plant medicine, it's from the Amazon. So I have Amazonian indigenous background. So for me, it's like it works beautifully. And this energy, this being came and said, it's time, you're ready. You're ready to tell the world your truth. I was like, no way. The next day I meet someone and I told him, I said, you know, I talk to ETs, but I don't want to tell anyone. And he said, Rubia, you have to tell your story. And he was a storyteller. He taught people how to tell their story, like the synchronicities. So I came one day, I had a little ceremony at home with a flatmate. And I was like, okay, whoever you are that's been trying to come through all these years, you can come through. By then, I had been channeling indigenous beings, and the most incredible being came through, this amazing message. The next day, I posted that on social media, and I shared that on the Gaia TV Facebook group. They had over 20,000 members on that group, and the post blew up. I had hundreds of comments and likes from people from all over the world. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you, no one really knew who I was. But my post blew up because so many people resonated. There are so many of us that are quietly going through this journey of connection with these incredible beings, and we are doing it quietly because of fear of being judged. So for me, it was fear of the ripple effects that would happen for my family in Brazil. So I called my mom and I said, Mom, I'm so sorry. I have come out of the extraterrestrial wardrobe and I'm telling people. I literally said that. I channel ETs and it's all over the internet now, so I'm so sorry if there's a backlash. In our hometown. And she's like, Rubia, I don't care what people think. Good on ya. It's been 20 years that you've been looking for your passion, that you've been looking for your tribe. Now you found it. You go out there and you share that with people and you help other people do the same. Yeah. And I thought, if even my mother has my back, that's another incredible sign of the universe. There was nothing that could stop me in that moment. And my dad never really said anything. There was one time that he asked my sister, who are these Arcturians your sister's talking about? And I still don't know what she said to him. I should find out. And then through this, I started to speak about this, and I started to channel them. And that's the photo. That's the first time I channeled publicly. Online. So because it was 2020, like I created a mission business I call online, because at the time there was lots of lockdown, which for me was an incredible blessing in disguise, because now I have a lot of beautiful souls from all over the world that come and receive from me in the Arcturians. And there was a lot, I was going to say there was a lot of resistance. At the same time, I just so know. People are like, how do you know you're not making it up? Are you not afraid that people will think you're crazy or you're making it up or that it's a lie? And I say, I just trust myself and my channel so much. And I can see the ripple effects that this is having on people's lives. Because I had family members contact me and say, Ruby, I've been having this experience my whole life and I never told anyone. And this one family member is on 4 different types of medication because she went to a psychiatrist. And they think she's crazy. So that is what keeps me, and what happens is because I trust so much deep inside of me and I have so much integrity in this work, it's very, very, very rare that I attract someone that will question what I do, or they'll say you're lying or you're making this up. I'm sure people think that, especially from my hometown. When they see me posting stuff on social media, they're like, she went crazy. But they don't tell me because it's like a barrier. And guess what? When I had doubts, so I love the lady that was talking yesterday about the subconscious patterns. What's her name again? The blonde lady? Natasha. I do very similar work to her. So the Arcturians guided me to start working with the unconscious and the subconscious patterns, because that creates a magnetic field that either attracts or repels. So if we have fear in our field that people will judge us, guess what happens? We attract that. And because I have no fear and I am so confident about what I do and I trust it so much, I repel the people that doubt, and I magnetize all the beautiful souls like you. So now I have been doing this work for the last 3 years, and this is it. And I saw a few years ago that my message and Arcturians was going to reach the whole globe. And I'm just about to feature in a really large podcast in America, and the host said, get ready, because your life will never be the same. And I said, well, I was born ready. I had to say that. I said, look, I was born ready, and I've been receiving this message for a few years. And I had people come to my events. I used to do little cacao ceremony, cosmic activations on the Gold Coast, and people would come and say, I see your voice reaching the world. And I was talking to Elsa yesterday, like, I see my voice reaching the world. And she said that, yeah, there was a message that she saw that really resonated. And in the last few years, I've been really trained by the Arcturians and other beautiful beings. Like, I connect with many of them, and the Arcturians speak through me, to be in so much integrity and to continuously show up unapologetically, because when I do so, it's an automatic permission slip to everyone else that has similar gifts and abilities to do the same. Because then, on an individual level, contact is already here. How do we individually play a part in making contact? And how do we individually play a part in anchoring in new earth realities, anchoring in the 5D? And for me, it's like being in so much integrity, doing the right thing when no one's watching, and really doing the personal work. And then we can come together collectively and transform this planet, which is something that Anthony touched on yesterday as well. And it's like, it's all about the vessel. It's the body, the mind, the soul, like individually. And coming in here and like, how are we behaving in our relationships with the people that we would say aren't as conscious? Are we trying to, say, you have to come with us, or say, I'm going this way, come with me if you like? And how can we, so to answer that question, show up authentically and speak your truth and be you unapologetically. Whatever it is that you have to share. One thing that I teach a lot, that people, that thing that you do that you love so much, but you don't see it so fantastic because you take it for granted, because it comes to you so naturally. So for me, someone told me, this mentor that I started working with in 2020, she said, why don't you teach channeling and intuition? I was like, what? Teach that? Do people need to know that? Isn't everyone like super psychic and medium and open? And then I started teaching. I created programs where I can teach that. And then I realized that people was like, wow, people like learn so much, and there's so much that I can teach people. So this thing that comes to me so naturally, I can show up as that, and I can teach that to people. So what I'm sharing this with you is because I want to invite you to, it's the same for you. What is that thing that you're so good at that comes to you naturally that you can share with the world? And whether you want to make money from it or not, it doesn't matter, but you must share that and share your truth, because the more, what happens is when we show up authentically, we are truly connected to our channel, to our soul, a higher self, to source, and we are showing up the true frequency of our soul blueprint. And when we are all doing that together, guess what happens? A lot of the BS that's happening out there literally disappears, because we are elevating the frequency like that. And that's how we quantum leap. For those of you that are familiar with quantum leaping, is literally you wake up in a new reality. I've woken up in a new reality so many times in the last few years, it's not even funny. And for me, money journey was a huge one. I used to have so much struggle with money. I make money from doing this, doing what I love. I can't do this. And I became obsessed with healing my relationship with money so that I could do this full time and not be sitting in a freaking call center talk about rates and water, to then try and do this after hours. I was exhausted. And if you looked at my life 3 years ago and now, it's insane. So I share my story to inspire you. And let's have a chat to the Arcturians. And that photo is from Google. Thanks, Google. Source credit, image credit, Google. I forgot to put that there. And for a long time, I was channeling them. I didn't know who they were. But I said, how do I know you're of the light? Because a lot of people love asking me this question. And they said, just trust. We're training you to trust. And I just knew. And I make sure that I do many things, like I stopped drinking alcohol over 5 years ago. Like there's a lot of things that I do for my own sake, for my mind's sake, so that I know that the channel is clear. And I didn't know who they were. And then I heard the word Arcturian. I'm like, oh my God, that's it. So I Googled it and I found this photo. When I looked at this photo, full balls and goosebumps, I started crying. And to me, they look very similar, very much like that. I just want you to all know that beings, beautiful ETs, they will show themselves to us in accordance with our minds, the way that we are built. So some people will see them in a different way. So please don't get caught up in like, oh my God, she's saying that she's channeling the Arcturians, but it's not because I've seen a different photo. So just please know that there's a lot of, and remember, with humans, everything that channels comes through a human vessel. So it's important to remember that as well. Is there anyone in the audience that is not familiar with channeling at all, what I'm about to do? Just you. We spoke yesterday, so I prepared you. Okay, amazing. So what I invite you in a moment, I'm going to sit down because I've never done this standing up. I'm not Esther Hicks yet. Because I do this mostly online. So I'm going to sit down. Can you guys see me? If you guys can't see me, move somewhere. And I'm going to close my eyes and to call them in. And I invite you guys to do the same. And I would love to invite you. So all that is done with your permission only. So if you are comfortable with, they are currently in the room and they're going to be working in your field with your guides if you like. Like it's all done with your permission. So when they are speaking, you may feel things, emotions may come up, energy, you may feel energy. A lot can happen when they come through. So make the most of this experience. So I'm going to drop in, and I would love to invite you guys to do the same. Once they start speaking, you can open your eyes if you like, or you can have your eyes open, whatever it is. It's just because the energy is so beautiful. So I invite you guys to make the most of it. And my voice will change, my accent will change, and I may look a bit funny, so yeah. And if there's anyone recording, I'll ask that this part is not recorded, if that's okay. If you put your phones. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah, I mean just with the phones. Yeah, just because I can feel like the cameras on my face. Okay. So just inviting everyone with your eyes open or closed. Just taking a couple of deep breaths. And just allowing your body and mind to relax a little bit deeper. And feeling the beautiful presence of a healing angelic white light that's being placed in the room now to support with this process that we are about to go through. And with receiving the Arcturians. And I welcome in beings of light and of the light only to join us and support us here today. And inviting the beautiful Arcturians to flow through my field so that we can have a co-created conversation with this beautiful audience and continue to support humanity at the highest. So I'm just going to be quiet for a few seconds, everybody, to allow them to come through. We are the Arcturians, and it is an honor for us to be here today. Thank you, beautiful humans. Thank you, Anthony, for creating the Paradigm Shift Summit and inviting us to be here, to share and co-create. Before you start to ask any questions, we would like to answer the most frequently asked question that many of you ask, which is, what is my mission here on planet Earth? Why did I come here as a human? And we would like to emphasize what Rubia shared earlier, which is to allow the frequency of your soul to express itself through your human body, through your human being, to express the authentic truth of who you really are. Beautiful humans, if only you knew the importance of showing up authentically and how much that is going to change. There are many of you who also ask, when will physical contact be made by us and other ET races? And we want you to know that the timing depends on you, and solely you, on an individual and collective level. Because as you shift the frequency, your own frequency, and shift the frequency of the planet, then you are getting ready. We want you to know that your nervous system needs to be ready to physically receive ETs. So the more that you heal yourself and that you show up authentically so that you can support others heal, then that speeds up the process of us coming here, physically speaking. And of course, there are many of you who are already having physical contact, and some of you know that it can be quite a traumatizing experience because the human body is still getting ready for that contact as you transition from your current body to the crystalline body. That is an initial message that we would like to share. And please, if there are any questions that you may ask, we are ready for that.
When will humanity fully wake up?
Please explain to us what you mean with fully waking up.
Becoming more conscious, becoming more heart-centered, becoming more of service to others, becoming more present and accepting of what is.
Well, that really depends on an individual and collective level what humans are doing. Currently, there is a smaller number of you doing such process. And it may be something that your generation may not see in your human lifetime, the whole of humanity in that awakened process or in that awakened stage. Because unfortunately, as you would say, there are many humans, the majority of humans on your planet currently need to go through a lot of pain and suffering in order to wake up, as you saw that in the last 3 years. Many people woke up only because of the pain that they went through. And it is important to learn that you can wake up, that you can heal without all that pain. So it really depends. We are not able to tell you an exact specific time because of the multiple timelines that are depend how people will react and or respond to the current waves of pain that are coming.
Why is it that so many humans need pain and suffering to evolve? Why is that mechanism so necessary for so many souls on this planet?
Because of the programming. The fear programming is very, very ingrained on humans. And there are many of these programs that are used in ways that even some of you that are already in this awakening process get caught up on. Because please remember, we don't often talk about dark forces. But please remember, if there are the dark forces out there, they are very smart. They will do such things, the fear programs, through things that you literally get addicted to. The internet, the devices, the foods. There is so many things out there that have been created so that your body and your mind gets addicted to them. And it gets people distracted from awakening. And it puts them into more and more fear. Because even a lot of the awakening messages are full of fear. So the more fear you have, the more you want to hide, and the less you want to, as we say, put yourself authentically out there. And that really is, it sounds so simple, and some of you actually get annoyed when we say that. How can it be this simple? Well, it is. So to answer your question directly, it's because of the fear programs. People rather hide than face the fears, than remove these programs that are causing long-term more problems than solutions.
And how can these programs be dismantled and transcended in relation to fear?
Well, there are some of you that have already spoken about this. Natasha was talking about this yesterday. We were very happy to see that talk here as well. This is something that Rubia often talks about. It's about healing your inner child, healing your childhood and ancestral trauma. The things that you don't know. And the more you do that, then you put yourself out there as your weird, quirky, alien self out there. Then some people will look at you and will see you doing that, and it will inspire them automatically to do the same. So to answer your question is about healing yourself and showing up so that others can do the same. How many people would you believe the ripple effects of Rubia doing this work with us? It's unknown. She will never know the positive ripples effects. How much this has allowed her to heal and heal others and inspire others to do the same. And we know that our answer may sound simple, although it is simple. And because humans love to complicate things. This is another unconscious human pattern. Humans get bored easily, therefore creates drama and creates programming and creates all the things that give meaning to your life. So being mindful of this, because these programs are very, very sneaky.
And what role does the amplification of love manifest as far as transcending and dismantle the fear programs? How significant is this to develop and awaken in humanity?
It is so significant because then higher frequencies are being cultivated. The frequencies of love, of compassion, of integrity. And then you're believing in a new earth reality, a new earth planet. And please know that there is an alternate reality where that's already happening. Many of you have already experienced that. Rubia was able to go to that reality 3 years ago, and it was almost traumatizing because when she was back in this reality, she was depressed for a month. Coming back here. So you are all co-creating. We can tell you more about that reality. You are co-creating with ET races. You are very, very advanced technology in a way that serves you, and you are also very connected to nature. And the most valuable technology that you have, that you are connected to, is you and your consciousness. There are no programs such as fear and doubt, and you trust your intuition fully. And through your intuition and your channeling abilities, you connect with other races, you communicate telepathically, you heal your bodies instantly. This is all already happening. This already happens here on this current earth, but it's rare. It's rare because there is fear of putting this information out there. And we are sharing this with you to inspire you. Beautiful humans, this earth is existing already, and we want you to, at some point in time today, connect with that reality. Feel your new earth human self in that new earth reality, and allow that to become more and more part of who you are. Who do you need to become and to be so that that reality can be closer and closer to be achieved?
And when can we expect to experience the new Earth and the 5D realities, and what will that look like?
It will look like what we just explained. And when, well, that is going to depend in each one of you. Letting go of the addictions and letting go of the things that you are putting your attention into that have no value long term. And really emphasizing the importance of ascension on all levels, because humanity is ascending so fast right now like never before. What is happening, a lot of people are having issues with their physical body because they are not allowing their physical body to come onto the ascension with them because of the addictions. And when we say addictions, we mean foods and what those foods is bringing into their body, the parasites, the frequencies, the low vibrational frequencies. So we would like to really invite you to reassess what is it that you are consuming, that you are putting in your mouth, and that you are watching with your eyes and listening with your ears. All the content and the food that you are consuming. Because that's what's going to dictate how fast or how slow you get to that new earth reality. Because there is no earth reality in human bodies that are full of parasites. Does that make sense?
Thank you. What is the purpose of life?
The purpose of life, it really is what you make it mean. So Creator created all that is source. And Creator, creativity, the essence of humans is to create. So putting your creativity into practice and allowing yourself to experience life at its fullest, all the goodness of it, fully embodying and allowing yourself the joys and the pleasures of this human experience, and be your creator self. That is, in essence, the purpose of life, the meaning of life, to be the creator.
Do you have a message today for the audience?
The message that we would like to share with the audience. We would like to invite each and every single one of you to close your eyes, if that feels comfortable. We would like you to connect to your heart. And we would like to imagine that you are looking yourself in the mirror as you are connecting to your heart. Look at yourself. Observe all parts of you, of your body, your mind, your soul. And we want you to give a message of love to yourself, of how special you are, how important you are, and the crucial role that you play here as a human being on this planet. We want you to honor the human that you are seeing. Imagine the love that you feel for a loved one, an animal or a human that you love so much. Feel that love in your body, in your whole being. And now feel that love for yourself. The message that we have is that when you cultivate that love daily, you are quantum leaping, and you are changing realities, and you are supporting the new Earth, the 5D, to be here sooner rather than later.
Final question for today. What is the mission and purpose of the interaction of the Arcturians with humanity? What is the goal of the interaction, and what is the outcome the Arcturian race is seeking?
There are many councils of light, as we say, and specific councils of light will come and work with specific humans. Just like you, humans have different communities that do different type of work. We are the same. So we can share with you about us. Our mission is specifically, and this is specifically Council of Light. We had a soul contract with Rubia that even before she took human form, the contract was there that we were going to come here and support the evolution and ascension of humanity, because that is also has an impact on the evolution and ascension of all that is, of all the other dimensions. So not only we are supporting humanity, we are also supporting our own race and other races.
Are there any other final words to share in closing for today?
That is all we have to share today. Thank you for co-creating with us. Hello, I'm back. Thank you.
Thank you, Rubia.
Thank you so much, everybody. Is everyone okay? Was that okay? Yes. Yes? Yeah. Okay, so if anything comes up, you have any questions, anything, because this can bring up things for people, because they're very direct. Sometimes they're a little bit rude. It was so challenging when I started channeling because I was a huge people pleaser, and they're basically telling people like, why are you asking this question? So yes, please come and have a chat. I would love to chat. I'm very open. I know sometimes it can look a bit serious, but I am, as you can see, I'm not. So thank you so much for receiving me and the Arcturians, and it's been a great honor. Yes, and I hope to connect with many of you before the end of this weekend. Thank you.